What Jedi technology do you think that?
Well, I just thought it meant like the Force.
I mean, you watch those. That's not a Jedi technology, though.
I mean, it kind of is.
It's a technology?
I guess. I don't know.
The Force?
Sure.
You've watched like 190 hours of Star Wars.
Okay, I know it's not like a technology like he's on a tablet, but like it's like
all right, let's see what the answer is.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of the Mamalukes podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Luke.
I'm Alysha.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Virginia.
And this episode, we're covering the latest Star Wars release, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and a slew of, you guessed it, tech topics I picked out. But first, Virginia is back. Hooray.
Hey, I'm back. It's good to be back. I did watch the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Everything was great. And I told Rachel she did a great job.
As you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my favorite part about our guests. They all say, I'm Virginia.
I guess, yeah, any guest host we ever have in the future, that's just like, all right, so when we introduce you, you have to say you're Virginia. And you're just going to have to accept it. I don't know.
I'm going to have to accept it, or is they're going to have to accept it?
You're Virginia now.
You're Virginia now, yeah. Next topic.
Next.
Game of Thrones update. We're still watching it.
Virginia's watching it.
And now Virginia's watching it.
So how far did you guys make it?
We're actually probably not that much farther ahead than Virginia. I think we're in like the middle of season 3, I want to say.
Luke keeps falling asleep.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens at midnight, right? I can't remember what was our last episode. Yeah, somewhere in the middle of season 3. I guess I'm not going to get too much into it because Virginia's not quite there yet.
She's almost at the end of season 2, so
yeah,
she gets to see finally something happen in season 2. Like I said, because it's 6 episodes of filler and 2 episodes of actual quality watching time.
Right. Yeah.
So, just very briefly, Jon Snow just got captured by the wildlings.
Okay. Yep.
And that's where the last episode ended. And then they've kind of hinted at what's going to happen with Rob, and then they introduced Brienne, and Brienne and Jamie are on their little adventure, and I was trying to explain because did you read the books?
No.
Mm-mm.
In the books, she's very troll-like, Brienne.
Oh, okay.
So he keeps calling her ugly.
Right.
And even in the TV show, he's constantly calling her ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because in the book, she's troll-like.
Hideous.
She's actually,
Okay.
she's actually very unattractive. And it's like, kind of, they got a very tall woman to play the part, but
Right.
she's not horribly unattractive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I guess I never caught on
they
to
could have
that.
done a little bit more with makeup or prosthetics or something, you know what I mean?
Or just not even use that.
Yeah, they changed enough from the books. They could have changed that too.
Right.
Gave her a hunchback.
Yeah, something like that.
If everything else about her character mainly stays the same, like who she is and what she's doing.
Right.
Maybe they
one
did
thing
it so
that's-
it was more believable. Because if she was just like this little troll lady, like...
No, she wasn't little. She was a very big woman.
Ugly.
She was just very unattractive.
Mm-hmm.
And, and Jamie's supposed to be, the person that every woman wants type thing.
Right.
But he's ugly.
Everybody has their opinions. But anyway, I was just...
Yeah, Matt thinks he's hot.
Really?
I'm just kidding. That was just a joke.
So there's little things that you like from the book, like they talk about the Brotherhood up to this point, but they really haven't introduced the Brotherhood or why Tywin's so concerned with the Brotherhood and different things like that. Because it's separate from what's going on with the Five Kings, the War of the Five Kings, and stuff like that. And then Daenerys's whole season 2 thing is very boring.
Yeah, it's like her trying to figure her own crap out, basically.
Well, I mean, it's just in the one town, Karth, that she's on, that whole story.
Yeah.
It gets better later when she becomes, with the Unsullied and different things like that, But yeah, this whole season with her was it was bad writing. It was like, ugh. So, yeah, so I don't know. I honestly think there's only like 3 episodes worth watching in season 2. I thought season 2 was very boring. But we're muscling through.
Yeah.
So
it'll start picking up in season 3 for sure.
Yeah, the very end of season 2. And then I think it's the 9th episode. And then, and then season 3 is a little bit better. Couple episodes, you get the red, it's not the red wedding. What do they call what do they call Joffrey's wedding?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I don't really remember there being one.
I will say it was interesting because I've watched House of the Dragons. House of the Dragon or Dragons? House of the Dragon.
And we'll go with it.
I was
it's House of the Dragon.
And as I was watching it, like I had to remind myself of like where that place is, like in the timeline.
Right.
And we ended up asking Alexa, and it's like 200 years before Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
I didn't expect that. It's called The Lion and the Rose.
Oh.
Season 4, episode 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think that happened quite yet.
No, I thought it was season 3. I guess I was wrong. God, they dragged that out too then.
Yeah. Yeah, he stuck around for a while.
When's, was it Remy?
Remy.
Yeah. The one that takes out the Greyjoys. The bastard son. Maybe it's not Remy.
No, you're thinking of, it
begins with an R, doesn't it? Ramsay
Bolton.
Yeah. I like that. Like he was a good character. Like I liked Ramsay. So
as usual, it's always fun to watch it with Matt because he's like,
this should have happened, and this happened, and this person's doing this in real life.
Not
and this
only that,
married to this person, and they met on set.
Well, yeah, he like has like the backstory or whatever of a lot of things.
Literally, everybody sucks and everybody fucks.
Yep.
I would. My thing is, I was like, just don't get attached. If you like somebody,
he said if you end up liking a character, they're probably going to get killed at some point.
Yeah,
that's true.
Or written very, very poorly at the end.
Yeah.
Like the whole, 19 episodes of the Three-Eyed Raven for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Because it was in the books.
Yeah, I know.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Why'd you stop reading the books?
Because they're hard to read. And I don't mean that as in
I can't read good.
Yeah, I don't read good stuff. But there's always like 16 descriptive words for everything that happens. Like there's a scene, and I was talking to you about this in Castor's cabin, and there's a guy hiding out in the woods, and I think this comes in season 3. He's hiding from somebody from Castor's cabin, and he's in the snow, and he's like over this like ledge, and he's looking at them, what they're doing, the guards are doing, and there's like 16 descriptive words about how he's pissing himself, and it's just like
it's like too much.
Yeah, it takes so long to get to a point.
Right.
Like, okay, he's taking a leak. Got it.
Is each of the books?
He was scared till he peed himself. I mean, you could do it a little more poetic than that. You just don't need 16 freaking words to describe it. So it's,
does each of the books correlate with each of the seasons?
Not.
It was supposed to.
Chronologically, they make sense, but like some seasons was like the first half of this book, and then next season was like the second half of that same book or whatever.
I thought you didn't read the books.
I didn't, but I know that
How
much.
do you know?
Because I've researched that much.
Matt, is he lying?
No.
Anything
So-
else?
Like,
Is he rosing?
I this is one of the things from the books that we were talking about like before, you know, that like I was mad that they just admitted from the show was Lady Stoneheart. But so basically like Catelyn Stark comes back, they resurrect her and she becomes Lady Stoneheart and she like extracts her vengeance on these people, but she's mutilated because she like clawed her face and throat in her death and like she can't speak barely and it's like a whisper of what she was and it was like kind of a good storyline. It just fucking
Didn't use it. Yeah.
at all.
Can we talk
Like,
about how I hate
That
her
was
sister?
in the book and not in the
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
show.
What's that?
So can we talk about how I hate her sister?
Yeah.
Her like 10-year-old son who's still sucking on her tit.
Yeah. She breastfeeds her
Oh.
10-year-old son. Yeah.
Jesus.
I think he's even older than that at one point doing it. Yeah.
She's fucking awful.
She is.
And she's ugly.
I feel-
very like, yeah. I mean,
I feel like the thing that got me about that scene was that it wasn't, I mean, it's gross in general, but like it's the fact that they did a good job of having the kid go be like, I'm hungry right now.
Right.
And I'm just like, like, it's like
Go make a snack.
it is. It's just like the kids
Make a
saying it and like
snack.
demanding it that, oh, there's something about that just gets on my like.
It's good acting. They made you feel a certain
it's like
way.
how Matt feels about mayonnaise. That's how I feel about that.
Well, if we're done talking about Game of Thrones, we can talk about that.
Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise?
Yeah, let's
Listener
talk about
feedback?
mayonnaise.
hold on. One thing.
Okay.
What's your favorite Game of Thrones character?
You asked me this the other day.
I did.
Cersei's body double.
No. Jesus.
From the Shame Walk.
No.
Does she?
Her body double.
Does she have a body double?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She didn't in the beginning, but then she got it wrote into her contract. Same thing with Daenerys. They both didn't do nude scenes after a certain point because
Probably.
What? You already did.
Yeah,
it.
I know you already did.
Yeah.
That doesn't make
So,
any sense.
uh,
I finally have enough money to pay for my body double.
Yeah.
It's
Probably.
an interesting question because they all have like not all, I shouldn't say all. A lot of them have like something where you're like, okay, like I can get on board with that character or you enjoy like watching them. But they all have something that's like I don't like about them.
Yeah.
Probably Tyrion. I think.
that's the common answer.
He's your favorite Lannister?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's probably the most respectable of them. If that's. I mean, he has a whole character arc where he's like, basically about just being a Lannister and bitches and hoes, and then he, becomes. I mean, he's always been like an intelligent person throughout the whole series, but like he obviously finds a good cause to latch onto, seemingly. Up until like things towards the end where it's like, who am I really trying to put my intellect and knowledge towards? Like, who am I really fighting for? I don't know. I think his character arc is just the most interesting. What's yours?
I mean, probably if I had to pick like a decent character, that'd be who it was. But I like Melisandre.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who that is. I might have to look that up.
She's,
The red woman.
Yeah,
Oh.
the one that gave birth to the smoke demon.
Okay, yeah.
Smoke demon.
I mean,
She did.
She
He
did.
came out smoking a blunt. I don't know how to say his name.
Bronn,
Jaqen
Hagar.
Yeah, I like him because he's
the
mysterious.
faceless man.
Yeah, he's a good character, I
I
think.
like him, I think.
You know who that is too.
I think so, yeah.
The lady gets 3 wishes.
Right.
The lady gets 3 names, and I will kill the 3 people that the lady
Oh,
gives.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. his character gets a lot more depth later.
Interesting.
Right. And then they wasted that actor's character in Stranger Things. They had him in season 4, and then they did nothing with him in season 5.
Was that
That was that
Eddie?
guy.
Was that Eddie? Who was
No,
it?
no. The Russian guy. That
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, no, I know you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
they kind of had him, and then he just disappeared.
He looks way different.
Yeah.
He doesn't have long hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
he's
not red hair.
chubbier.
And yeah, he is chubbier too.
Maybe taller.
He got taller.
Without all the armor. I don't know.
He got put on a rack.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, Cersei, because dragons.
Daenerys?
Yeah, Daenerys. Yeah,
I was gonna
my
say
bad.
Not
Cersei
Cersei.
doesn't
Well,
like
you
the
said,
dragons.
you said body double, and then I.
What if
Focus
what if
on
my
that.
favorite character is the dragon? The dragon
Boo.
babies.
Well,
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And as far as you are into the show, that's pretty pathetic.
No, no. I would have said Tyrion probably.
Yeah.
But I also there's a few characters that I like watching their story, but I don't necessarily like them.
right.
But yeah.
Actually, Ned just got such a bad break. The whole
Well,
fucking
they-
thing. Like
That was the whole thing that Game of Thrones taught everyone in season 1 is nobody is safe.
I know. I mean, but they were like he
And they
was
had-
he was going to tell John the truth. He was going to do all these things. He had figured out, the story behind the Lannisters. He had, done all these things, and then he gets stabbed in the leg from behind by a random fucking guard. And
Yeah.
that's like the end of it's the end of Ned Stark. You know what I mean? It's
Pretty
like,
much, yeah.
I like the wild lady.
Yeah, I do like
which
her too.
one?
The one
She's
that
taking care
care
of the
Bran.
disabled Stark.
Ah, okay.
I forget her name.
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm Googling.
Listening to you guys talk, I'm like, man, I'm really bad at these names. Like, I know who the characters are. Like, if I see
Osha.
them,
Osha.
Yeah.
Osha. OSHA.
She complies
Only
with
one
all
A.
of,
she's safe.
She complies with all of the
She's safe.
policies and procedures.
Oh, yeah. For now.
Good one, Virginia.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
She just doesn't wear glasses. Safety
Among
glasses.
other
Okay.
things.
All right. We'll talk more when we get further in.
Real quick, listener feedback, mayonnaise. Today's short was about your story 3 episodes ago about your Burger King debacle, and we had one comment that just said, "I don't think that was mayonnaise."
I think he's
Crying,
referring to
laughing.
your pictures.
Well, could be that. Probably that.
Right where it says Mother of God.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
there's that.
Yeah.
But
That's
then
the same reaction I had to the picture too. So
Yeah.
Matt gagged.
Matt gagged a lot. And then
I don't think Matt could have even put that short together if he wanted to.
he probably no.
He'd be like, no, we can't do it. We can't put it on there.
And then we never covered this from however long ago, episode 14.
May 1.
May
Enhanced.
1st? Was it May 1st? Yeah, I guess it was when I put
Enhanced.
that up. Just a couple comments from the Easter Bunny short reel. Look up Easter Bunnies from the past. Pure nightmare fuel.
I think that's what we did.
I mean, yeah.
Were they
Yeah.
worse?
These were legit.
And just the Easter Buddy, or did he mean to say Bunny, from Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure? Don't know.
The one right there where it says vintage Easter bunny pics.
Yikes.
That is.
I like the teeth.
That one's something else.
Yep. No thanks. If I was a kid and somebody was like, you should go sell an Easter Bunny.
Look at
slap
the
and
shots from the
whatever.
1940s one.
This?
Mhm.
That's the Easter Bunny from the 1940s.
What the?
Wow. They gave it eyelashes.
And no pupils.
Yeah, just, I'm going to eat your mind.
Okay. Yeah, they're right.
Yep.
It's not great.
That was fun. Hope to never see that again.
Nightmare, nightmare.
Thank you for your feedback. We
Yeah, thank
appreciate
for your
you.
feedback.
And with that, we are going to get into our pretty much main topic of this week.
Main.
Maine, we all went and saw The Mandalorian and Grogu.
So is a week and a half long enough for spoilers?
Well, I don't know.
I say it is.
So what? This came out
That's like get on
a
my
week
level.
and a half ago.
Matt's already seen it
the
twice.
20th?
Come on.
I've seen it twice. So.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to know more spoiler stuff than the rest of us probably.
Well, my whole thing with it is like, if you were going to see it, I feel like you went and seen it already.
Yeah, if you're a fan, you're there.
True.
So, spoilers for The Mandalorian and Grogu. Won't get into every plot point, but there are some things that I was kind of looking at and picking apart and different things like that. So this could have been just season 4.
Yeah.
I think it was written exactly like it. It picked up. It was enough like to where it could have just been broken down into half-hour episodes or 28-minute episodes or whatever, you know.
No, it's got to be a movie.
Yeah, which is fine, you know, and try and make more money off of it or whatever. But, you know, it's the same thing. Like, I'm actually happy. Like, sometimes I think they could just take a season and make it into a 2-hour movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of having to watch 8 episodes with
and commercials
filler and shit. So,
Yeah.
but no, this was just basically season 4. There was rumors out there that something more dramatic happened than what actually did. Which I didn't even realize that was a thing. People were saying that they thought they killed off a major character and stuff. And I was like, okay. I did not expect them to do anything of the such. And they left it basically just like season 3 left off, where you could just roll right back into another episode.
Or movie.
Or another movie. Like it just, there was nothing substantial that happened in this that advanced Star Wars.
That's valid.
There was nothing, you know, there was some cool little Dave Filoni Clone Wars things that were incorporated into the movie that you got to see in live action. But that's the same thing he's done with every season of The Mandalorian and Boba Fett and stuff so far. So it's nothing more than that. It wasn't some great movie. It wasn't some great thing. I will say it was worth the watch in 3D. I saw it in 3D and regular.
Not regular XD.
Well, regular vision.
Regular vision.
But it was worth a 3D watch in my opinion. I think there was enough, you know, scenes with the Razor Crest, not Crest, and stuff like that, to where they could have, you know, stuff that makes 3D worthwhile.
Right.
A couple of the scenes, like where he comes through a hallway and there's like blaster bolts and different things like that, you know, things that pop off or whatever. But I was watching when we went. I was watching the people in front of us and what do they call those seats? There were the 2 rows in front of us.
The ones where they move, you mean?
Yeah.
Is it
the D box?
Yeah.
So in the theater that we go to frequently, they have 2 rows of seats that actually vibrate or shift and move and stuff. And I've never actually watched it, but since I've seen the movie multiple times already, I kind of would glance down certain scenes and watch the seats leaning and moving. So that might have been worth it too.
Are those the people that were taking selfies that you tried to get in on?
Yeah, there was a guy in front of us that kept doing like Snapchat. I kept going like this. I don't know if you saw me flicking off the guy in front of me like 4 times, but yeah.
He was like, "You think I photobombed?"
Because he kept taking fucking Snapchat selfies, and I'm like looking
during
at his
the
phone.
movie?
Yeah, and I'm like looking at his phone. I'm like, so whatever. But
So what were you saying about the seats?
no, I think that would have been worth it. Probably
Are you gonna
too.
go
I
back?
would have paid for the upgrade. No, no,
Twice was enough.
I have to say there was.
What about that and
I can't
3D?
remember what scene it was, but I had to look down and be like, "Are we in D-box seats?"
Yeah, because everything vibrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that just me?
No, there was
No.
the first time it hit, I was like, whoa. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we're sitting that close to D-box. So their chairs vibrating was
Right.
coming
We're
through where
rumbling.
we were at. Yeah.
Would you sit in D-box and watch it in 3D?
Yeah. I mean, if I went back, I would definitely do it that way. I wouldn't just do one or the other. I'd probably just pay for the whole thing. But no, I don't think I would watch it a third time. And I've watched every season of The Mandalorian more than once, and I just feel like that's basically just what I did. Like,
Right.
like this is so Dave Filoni, it's not even funny. So if you watched like the Clone Wars and you've watched the other seasons and stuff like that, like there's 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. So, and he wrote all of that. So you get a very good feel of like what his tropes are, what he gets stuck on, and like I mentioned it to these guys, he was actually in it. He does his little cameo as an X-Wing pilot. But like, it's in my notes here to actually mention, like the trope of Mando going down hurt and then Grogu like having his own little side adventure and stuff where he has to try and take care of him and stuff. It's got this little comic. Dude, that is in so many episodes of the Clone Wars where that happens to somebody and they do the same thing, like where the droids have to go off on their own and they have this stupid mini adventure that has nothing to do to advance the plot whatsoever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just like, God damn, like, this could have just been an episode of the TV show, Like I was thinking it the whole time I was watching it. The
pacing of the movie, it was definitely like everything really slowed down.
Oh yeah,
for like what was that? A half hour?
They introduce a side character that feels for him, and you know what I mean, and like helps him out in some way to be able, And it's like, God damn, like you do that in everything, like.
Maybe that's when you're supposed to take a bathroom break.
Yeah, maybe
he just programs it in for you.
So it's very, I don't know. He has a very unique style, like a very set style, and he's not getting away from it. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like,
you don't prefer it though, right?
It's not that I don't prefer it. There just was nothing new in this movie. There was nothing new in this movie that was going, like I said, that advanced Star Wars, builds for the future, and nothing. That's, you know what I mean? It was like an episode of The Mandalorian or an episode of Clone Wars. And that's all it was to me. And, it's enjoyable on the simple basis of that. But if you go in there expecting something like, like in the Marvel movies, like where you went and seen like, Civil War and how it advanced the entire MCU.
Right.
Then you go see like Ant-Man and the Wasp, which did nothing other than just mention the quantum realm, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So that had a little plot point that advanced something, but it really didn't. But Civil War, the whole movie was, looking toward the future. It was changing the whole dynamic of the MCU. This was a side story. This was not a big Star Wars movie. This was just something off to the side. You know what I mean? And
this is like you're talking about, like, for example, when they like bring back a character and you're like, whoa, like,
no, I mean,
like that kind of thing. That doesn't happen in this movie.
No, this didn't, like, because the rumors are retconning the sequels, 7, 8, and 9. They're going to fix everything that they did wrong with Star Wars. And this was supposed to be driving toward that because this happens right before that. Like The Mandalorian and Grogu takes place at the beginning of the New Republic. So who Kylo Ren and all those people and stuff like that become the new bad guys, the new villains in the sequel movies, this takes place right before that. And it didn't do anything other than just kind of mention them.
Right.
I think it should have been called The Adventures of the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah.
So this is a side quest.
Yeah, it really was just like
just to get Rada.
It didn't even advance their plots or their storylines or anything. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing new that happened with them. Like, Grogu moves around a little bit better. I mean, that's about it. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that they've been working together a little bit and they're dynamic and stuff like that. But it's like, there's just, I don't know. It was very simple. It was not anything great. It was not anything, substantial. It was just like a TV episode. It was like a 2.5-hour TV episode. So
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything, because I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't do anything. I wanted to be surprised when I went and seen it. So I avoided everything, every spoiler, every hint, everybody talking about it, everything. And it's just like, okay. It wasn't bad. It was just,
Right.
It just didn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything for the Star Wars universe.
What was your favorite part?
I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But so we were talking about all the famous people that do voicing and stuff like that. So one thing that they have done recently is like they'll hide actors. Like, did you even watch season 1 of The Mandalorian?
No.
Okay. So at the end of season 1, there's a scene with 2 stormtroopers, and the 2 stormtroopers are actually comedians.
Okay.
And one of them is Jason Sudeikis. And it's actually a pretty funny scene and stuff like that, but you don't ever know it's them. They never take their helmet off or anything like that. So like in this, there was people that did voices for things, and like Alysha actually figured out that Rada the Hutt was done by Jeremy Allen White, which is from The Bear and Shameless.
Right.
And they altered his voice.
They altered his voice enough to where I didn't get it, but you got it from the pacing of the way he talks and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't catch on it originally.
The one that I got was Martin Scorsese. So he does the voice of like a little like food truck character.
Four-armed monkey.
Yeah, well, he's Ardenian is the forearm character. It's the name of the species. His name is Hugo. But what kills me about Martin Scorsese doing a Star Wars movie is he has a very famous quote from a few years back where he says on superhero movies and blockbuster, like these kind of movies, I don't see them. I tried, but that's not cinema. And honestly, the closest I can think of them is as well made as they are with actors doing the best they can under the circumstances is theme parks. It isn't cinema of human beings trying to convey emotional, psychological experiences to other human beings. Like he actually came out and said how much he dislikes these movies, and now he's in one.
Right.
So that's what I was going to do. That I was trying to remember what I was going to Google was how much he got paid.
Oh, just to further the point.
Yeah.
Potentially.
They did not disclose how much he got paid.
Okay.
Not being publicly
After all
disclosed.
that. Yeah. I thought that they had to do that, but all right. So negative things for the movie, or one cool thing I did like is Zed. If you guys watch Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon,
right,
is that they brought Zed in, and then the one fight scene with Zed was really cool.
So was he in any of the seasons of The Mandalorian, or did he just show up in this movie?
He shows up in the end of an episode at a bar. That's it.
Okay.
So now he's like actually part of it. But that was really cool to see him. It was really cool to see him with his specific weapon that's to his species. And then the fight scene where he fought like 12 or 13 stormtroopers. That was pretty cool. It is the same voice actor from the cartoon too. Which
Steve Bloom?
Yeah, which is really cool.
That's what I was going to bring up because he is to me, one of the most legendary voice actors ever. I'm pretty sure he has Guinness World Records for how many roles he's acted as. Like shows, movies, video games, everything. If you don't know who Steve Bloom is, you were never a kid in the 90s or 2000s, 2000s, or even now. Have you ever watched Toonami on Cartoon Network?
Yeah.
Do you know on Toonami there was like the host, Tom, the robot? Yeah. That's Steve Bloom.
Okay.
And he's done that from like 2000 through 2008. The show or Toonami got canceled, and then it came back in 2012, and then it's been around since. He's been Tom the entire time, and
so it's been 12 years since he voiced him in the cartoon, and now he's back, and so it came full circle. They got him now. Like it's obviously not Ahsoka or the guy that did Anakin or anybody. None of those people are the same voice actors, but the lady that plays the Mandalorian, I'm drawing a blank. The princess.
Oh, you're talking about
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah. She actually, like in the cartoon, they drew her for the person that did the voice, and then when they did the live action series, they actually brought her in, and she's Bo-Katan. So that was kind of cool.
I like Bo-Katan.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. Zeb was the original thing and stuff like that. So I thought that was cool. A few things from the Clone Wars cartoon that got brought into live action were the Hutts, the twins, and different things like that, and talking about them. But they still didn't move in the cartoon like they did in the live action. Like, it was wild the way they were. I mean,
portrayed
Jabba the
in
Hutt
this.
could barely freaking stand there as a slug, and these guys were like, physical and could move around.
Rada was taking people out.
Yeah, and I mean the way he would like go down and then come his entire body would come up off the ground and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
So
Maybe he was just in better shape.
Well, I have to say, my son went with us, and he looked over at me when he saw Rada the Hutt, and he goes, "I thought they were just fat." Like, he was like, "What? They can be buff?" Like,
so Jabba's palace is on a totally different planet, and stuff like that. It's where Luke was and stuff like that. So now Hutta, which is the planet of the actual Hutts, bringing that in was kind of cool, and seeing that in live action, because that's another thing that I only saw like in the Clone Wars, like maybe an episode.
Right.
And there was some other Hutts and stuff that were in that too, but the Amani. So the water creatures that popped up and they had like the spears and stuff like that, seeing them live action was really cool because they were in the Clone Wars. And then Embo, the bounty hunter with the hat.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, and his wolf, which is an Anuba, is the species of wolf dog type thing that they had.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
they did a good job with that.
Yeah, they did really cool bringing that to live action. The only thing that I'm mad about is like that he didn't like take his hat off and like go down a hill standing on it or something like that, because he always seemed to be some kind of situation in the cartoons and stuff where he would like ride his hat. But it was cool to see him use it as a weapon, use it as a shield. When he kicked it off the floor a couple of times, and stuff like that, it was very Mortal Kombat-esque, so yeah, that was pretty cool. And that's pretty much everything I had that was like a little Easter egg or anything that really stood out to me. The gunrunner ship that was shaped like a turtle.
Yeah.
I had never seen that. So that was kind of interesting. Just a really heavily armored, ship. His gun that he got back that kind of looks like a rifle. It's got the pulse blaster at the end of it. It was cool to see him get that back, because that's like a very powerful weapon in the Star Wars universe and stuff like that. And he lost his back in like season 1. So it was kind of cool to see him get that back. The Razor Crest making a comeback, but he still had his other ship. So that's a nitpicky thing. So I had a couple of things I was nitpicking during, especially the second viewing. Yeah. So at the very end, when they all go back to whatever planet that the New Republic is on, or what are they? It's the New Republic, right? That's what they call the Resistance. That's the New Republic.
With the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they go back there, the Razor Crest is there. And it's like, how did it get there?
Yeah. Okay.
Because he gets kidnapped from his planet that he lives on, from his own house.
Yeah.
And both of his ships were right there.
The guy was driving it, I thought.
The guy was driving it.
The purple alien dude.
No,
one that stole
Zeb
him?
was driving his own.
Oh.
The one that he had in the beginning.
Right.
And then
I told him that I thought they just anticipated him coming back there, and somebody went and picked up his ship and then brought it there for him.
Yeah, I don't agree with
It's
that.
a good way to cover up a plot hole.
I thought it was kind of a weird thing that all of a sudden the Razor Crest was there when they got back. And they showed him like landing, and it's there. It's like nobody. Okay, I just sent somebody to go fetch it, whatever. But
his mechanic dropped it off. Those little guys.
Yeah, it's like Grand Theft Auto. He got on his phone and called the mechanic, and they delivered his car.
Right.
The other thing was Rada's size.
Yeah.
Rada's size changed probably 30 times in this movie. Like, one time he's standing next to the Mandalorian and they're the same height. There's another scene where the Mandalorian's like jumped up on his back and he's like choking him, but he's like, barely able to even get his feet, toward his tail, like let alone be as tall as he is or anything like that.
Right.
when he's in the back of the Razor Crest and the car comes up onto the back, like when he's in the Razor Crest, he's like, you know, he's
Huge.
well, he's not huge,
filling
but
the door.
He's filling the entire doorway. But in another scene, like right before that, where he's hanging there, he's you know, he's all the way stretched out and he's nowhere near that size. But then he's just like massive and he's got the whole car and throws it out the back, you know, and I'm like, God, you know, just
maybe he's
scale
a
it. Like, you know what I mean?
What's the name of their species?
The Hut?
Is it just a Hut?
Yeah, they're the Huts.
Maybe he's smaller. And
Maybe,
the Huts.
yeah, they have the power to expand and
Shape-shift?
contract.
No, they don't. So, because I looked I looked into a bunch of different things with them. So, and we were talking about this before we actually started recording, but like the Huts can produce asexually, like they don't need a sexual partner to produce, but they can. So they can have sex, like kind of like there was a weird orgy scene in the one when they were walking through the nest at the one point, which was a little weird. But and then babies are born and they're about 100 grams and they're the size of an orange and they live in a pouch in the parent for 50 years before they're actually able to come out and be on their own.
Kangaroos?
So, yeah.
Marsupials?
Yeah. They actually, and if you Google it, they actually say there are similarities to marsupials. So yeah. There's some little factoids for you that you might not have known.
And now you do,
well,
whether you wanted to or not.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, so I don't know.
What would you rate it? Rate it as a movie, not as going in or knowing that it's basically
standalone, just for what it is, 7.5. I mean, it's enjoyable, it's okay, but there's nothing fantastic about it. There's nothing that was like awe-inspiring. There was nothing that was so great on a plot point. It was so original or anything. It was just, there was a lot of fan service in it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I would say a solid 7 as well.
Yeah,
I was going to say 7.
What are you?
I was going to say 7.5.
Yeah. So 7.5 and maybe 8 just because it's Star Wars, but you know,
right.
that'd be biased. So, it's worth watching. Like, you know, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just, it's just what it is. It's nothing fantastic. It's nothing, you know.
I would say 7 because I think they could have done a lot more with it. And I feel like
I actually like that quote right there. So it says reheated leftovers mulch so that they go down easy.
Yikes.
It really is just like, I mean, I don't hate it as much as that, but it's accurate.
Maybe that guy likes leftovers.
First hour to The Mandalorian and Grogu is pretty good actually, but just reinforces that it should have just been a season 4 on Disney Plus rather than a movie, as it's edited like a 3-episode arc of television.
How do we feel about Sigourney Weaver?
Does she have to be in everything? I mean, she's not some great actress or anything. She was good in Alien.
Well, I just think it's funny that she's in all of these futuristic
sci-fi
movies. Yeah.
I mean, she's definitely got
Avatar.
She's got an arc.
I feel like it's very interesting, but maybe that's what she's into. So good for her.
So how many body doubles do you think it was for Pedro Pascal? Because like I know in the TV show he does only about maybe 20% of it.
Well, what was I? So it actually, when we looked up the characters, when we were looking up the voices, I think it's listed as like 3 different Mandalorians.
So there's Pedro Pascal, Brandon Wayne, Lateef Crowder. So there's 3.
Okay.
So the primary suit performer is Brandon Wayne, because he's on set physical acting. And then Lateef Crowder is the guy that does all the martial arts and the stunt performing. And then Pedro Pascal does the voice and occasionally appears on screen when the helmet is removed.
Right. Sounds about right.
So I'd like to see it behind the scenes and see if Brandon Wayne actually says the lines, you know, and then like, so they don't actually hear Pedro Pascal like 90% of the time, because they do that, you know, sometimes in movies like
Jabba the Hutt, the original Star
the original
Wars.
yeah he actually talked
or the the original Darth Vader.
David Prowse.
Yeah
It's very interesting. I guess I really before this I didn't realize that there were that many people
Playing one part.
Yeah, playing one part.
But see, they do that in a lot of things, and like they even do it in Iron Man,
Right.
because Robert Downey Jr. was too old and not physically able to actually hold the suit.
I guess I just wondered, does Pedro Pascal say like,
I'm not doing
the suit, or like,
Well,
did they
he's not a stuntman.
Well, true, but
I'm sure there's a lot of
Is that
scenes
gonna
that he would
try?
handle just fine, but there is a lot of action that
I know that
the character's put through.
after season 1, there was a lot of filming disputes because he's so under demand and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
that too. Yeah.
That a lot of what he did, he filmed very briefly, and he just did the voice work separately,
Right.
and then they just edited it in, and he wasn't even on set for a lot of it.
Right. It
Because they-
probably helped them make the thing just because like they can only get him for so long.
Yeah.
right. You mean it would have probably taken longer?
Right.
If he did more.
Right.
Was more involved.
I didn't see any of those reviews when you brought that up that were like raving.
Raving reviews.
6 out of 10's not raving.
Yeah. Yeah. Critics were mild. I mean, they didn't think it was terrible. The 88% popcorn meter. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of Star Wars bias there. Spoilers. Maybe this was just a setup for a new series because Rada's going to get a suit, apparently, or a uniform for his own series.
I would not watch that.
And him and
Rada
Grogu.
and Grogu.
Yeah.
Rada and Zeb.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, Rada and Zeb.
Yeah.
No, and Grogu.
And Grogu.
Because they bonded.
That is true.
That is
Rada and
true.
Grogu.
But Grogu bonds with everybody he comes in contact with. He's just that magical. Like everybody loves Grogu.
Darth Vader and Grogu.
Darth Goo.
Darth
Well,
Goo.
Well,
I do have
Darth
to
Vader's
say,
gone at this point.
I know.
I do have to say,
Luke Goo.
this side quest that Grogu goes on made me realize, like anything I've watched with Grogu in it is like, oh, he really is kind of cute, right? But like watching him like go around and try to figure out how to build a little thing for Mando and stuff like that, like I was kind of like, this is pretty boring, actually.
Yeah.
Like I was like, he is really cute, but like,
Just use the Force. Quit playing with the mud, bitch. Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
like,
Why you gotta call him a bitch?
I mean,
I don't know.
even that scene,
He acted like
for
a bitch.
example,
Yeah.
even that scene, for example, like when he's like up on top and like patting down the dirt.
I mean, because he's a puppet this big.
It's
like,
true.
there's
Right.
not a ton you can do with the character.
It's true, but
you
I
know?
was just
Like,
thinking to myself, like, that was like a couple seconds too long of like just
Yeah.
that picture of like, I
Yeah.
get it. He's
I-
patting down the mud.
No,
Right.
I like when he like jammed him in there a couple of times. And
Yeah,
he
that
just
was
kept
actually
doing
cute.
it.
I did
was
like that part.
Okay, nice.
everybody audibly laughed in the theater.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will say that. So,
What did Claire think of it?
I don't know. She said, I almost cried at one point because I thought Mando was going to die. And I'm like,
Oh.
But,
What? Then Matt would have cried.
So, okay, one other thing that I kind of nitpick. So every time he goes to fly, like Grogu's on his back, and they don't actually show him on him when he's flying, and then when he lands, he comes crawling up his shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Where'd you go? Like,
He was just hanging
In
on.
his neck.
so I don't know. That was
He's on his shoulder, and as soon as Mando goes to fly, he slides down.
yeah, and then he just climbs back up or something. I
Right.
don't know. I thought that was a little weird, but
I didn't
again,
notice.
a little nitpicky. You'll notice now.
I'm sure I will.
Okay.
Break.
Break.
I need
We're
to stand
going to take a quick break, so hang on to our back as we go and do that. We'll do some Sportsball in a bit. Support for today's show comes from Prime Video. Looking for something great to watch tonight? Check out Prime Video from Amazon. With a huge library of hit movies, binge-worthy TV shows, and award-winning originals, there's always something new to dive into. From action-packed blockbusters to exclusive series you won't find anywhere else, Prime Video lets you stream at home or on the go. Plus, with downloads available, you can watch your favorites even without Wi-Fi. Start streaming today and see what everybody's talking about with Prime Video. See the link in the description or just head to mamalukes.net/prime video. That's mamalukes.net/prime video. Support for Mamalukes is brought to you by Aspire Drinks. Looking for an energy drink that doesn't give you jitters and that inevitable crash? Aspire is redefining energy drinks with a better, healthier way to power your day. Unlike most energy drinks that are loaded with excessive caffeine and sugar, Aspire delivers a gentle, balanced boost with 80 milligrams of natural caffeine, half the caffeine of most leading energy drinks. Packed with essential vitamins and enhanced with biotin and ginger, the benefits are a no-brainer. They're enjoyable for any moment, at work, the gym, or on the go. Order now with free U.S. shipping. Find them at aspiredrinks.com and use our promo code MAMALUKES to get 20% off anything on your order. That's aspiredrinks.com and promo code MAMALUKES to get 20% off your order. All right, welcome back. It's time for Sportsball.
Right around here, we like to start with our Cleveland sports. The Guardians have been playing pretty well. They took the series against the Phillies. They won 2 out of 3. They struggled against the Nationals. They lost the first 2, won game 3. The Nationals are batting very well.
Yes.
So in the last 2 weeks, they are first in the MLB in home runs. They've hit 22. Second in hits with 125. Third in walks. On the season, they're first in runs and RBIs. So they showed it when they beat us 10-2 and then 6-3 or 6-2 or something.
Like that, yeah.
So yeah, they beat us up a little bit. They start against Boston tonight, and then they play the Yankees, and then they play the Rangers, and then they play the Yankees again. So rough little stretch here. Currently, we're up 4-3. Live update in the past. The Browns, it's a little news about them that's actually not very Brownsy, gave $250,000 worth of sports equipment to local high schools. And they also, I couldn't find out which 2 high schools, but they turfed 2 of their fields. They gave them that new crushed rubber AstroTurf. So they did 2 schools' football fields. So that's cool. Always like to see big franchises and stuff giving back locally and stuff. That's pretty cool. The Cavs are done. They got swept by the Knicks. It was ugly. It was ugly from game when they gave up a 22-point lead in the last 7 minutes of game 1, and they just never bounced back. It was never even competitive. Brown, the coach from the Knicks, had their number. He knew exactly what to do, and he had everybody buying in, and they just beat the crap out of them. There were some odd coaching decisions, like especially in that 7-minute stretch where they gave up a 22-point lead. It was like weird.
Yeah.
Leaving the people in that they did, not switching to a defensive thing, not holding the ball. But my biggest thing is that with the Cavs, the turnovers.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just ridiculous the way they turn the ball over, and and they have no fast break. They don't get back on defense very quickly.
Or you had also mentioned their offensive rebounds are not there.
Yeah. And if they go out there's 4 people on the perimeter for a 3-point shot, and there's 1 person underneath. And as soon as the ball's up, they're already backing off.
Right.
But you think if you were going to play that strategy, you would be the first person back down the court, and they're getting beat back down the court. So
it didn't make a lot of sense.
No, I don't know. I mean, I know this coach has gotten them to the playoffs 2 years in a row or whatever, but with that talent, you should have anyway. I don't like him, Kenny. I know he can go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they didn't have a great regular season.
No, it wasn't anything spectacular compared to last season where they were the number 1 seed. And they didn't have Harden.
They got beat in the first round.
Yeah, it's really confusing seeing them get to the conference finals, and that's what happens.
I mean, you can't say it's a bad season, really, because they did make the Eastern Conference Finals.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's a good season. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's teams that don't even make the playoffs and they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So,
right.
you know what I mean? It's not that it's a bad season. I'm not even against the Cavs. You know what I mean? There's certain things that I thought were a little sketchy that I didn't like. And it was like all season long. But the turnovers, man, this is an undisciplined team with tons and tons of turnovers. Why do you have a 7-footer dribbling at the 3-point line?
Because he can shoot threes.
I know, but why is he out there dribbling? I mean, like, and he has the ball stripped from him constantly out there because the ball's got to bounce a point guard's height into the air. You know what I mean?
Point
And
guard just goes swipe.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's some odd things. And there's a lot of people out there that don't like Mobley. I like Mobley. Jared Allen is 50-50 to me. Like, he has really good defensive games, and he has games where he doesn't play defense at all. He has games where he's really good
in those last 2 game 7s.
Yeah.
But we're not always getting that out of him.
No, and he's more super inconsistent than I think Mobley is. You know what I mean? And just the style of play is different every game too. And they're just one of those streaky teams, man. If they're hot, they're hot. They're hard to beat when they can hit their shots. But when they're stale, they don't do anything to change it up.
Do you think that's the biggest problem for them? Is that it's just inconsistent?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was their whole season this year. Was just super inconsistent. That's why they went to Game 7. They could have. I mean, if you look at the Detroit games in that series, it was like a different team every day.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest difference between last year and this year? Because last year, I feel like
cohesion last year. Everybody had buy-in. Everybody was playing the same game and everything. You know, I mean, like you knew what was going to happen. And I think that like, God.
Is it a player name?
Yeah, Mitchell. Like, I don't know why I couldn't think of it for a second. Mitchell ran the court last year.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was directing traffic. He was controlling more and stuff like that. And this year he was just like, I'm going to score 40 points or I'm going to score 18 and disappear.
Right.
You know, and 12 of them are going to be in the first quarter and it's going to be 6 over the course of the rest of the game. Or I'm going to take control and this is going to be why we win or we're competitive. You know what I mean? It was just, and I think, like I said, I think it's coaching. I really do. I think with that amount of talent and the people that they have with it, like if they would have had Brown as a head coach, I think that they would be where the Knicks are at. I think that the difference is just coaching. I really do. So
yeah, the weird comments they said after they lost this. He said after they lost the series was like analytically they won 2 of the games. I'm like, no.
And even Harden, like they got swept and Harden comes out and he's like, I think we were the better team. And they're like, you didn't show it. You didn't play it. You know what I mean? Like if you looked at the 2 rosters side by side, yeah, you probably would have thought that the Cavs had the better team.
Right.
But you didn't play like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we were talking earlier, like with the Mets. You know, they have this giant high paid roster and they're horrible this year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're last, you know, but they have the highest salary in the entire MLB. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I hate, you know, with coaching and stuff like that, especially with, you know, Cleveland teams, we roll through coaches.
Right.
He has to take the blame, though. Kenny Atkinson, you know, he has to take the blame this year. He was just he wasn't like in Game 7 against the Pistons. He was very vocal. He was out there, you know, telling people what to do. And like for all 4 games against the Knicks, he just looked mad.
Right.
I mean, he yelled at the refs a couple of times, but he wasn't yelling at his own players. He wasn't, you know, correcting their behavior or anything like that. And he definitely didn't make any adjustments after the first 2 games. And then the Knicks just were like, we're just going to keep doing this.
Yep.
You're not stopping it. And, you know, go on 20-point runs in every game that they played.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
valid. Not good.
You know what I mean? It's just like, that's bad coaching. Like you have to make an adjustment. You have to stop like and say, you know, this isn't working.
Right.
So I think they got out coached. Make a long story longer. But just sticking with the NBA, the other series is tied 3-3 with the Spurs and OKC. And that's been one game, one team looks really good. And the next game, the other team looks really good. And it's just gone back and forth. And like, it is kind of funny. what's his name? Sean Gillis, Alexander, SGA. Shane. Yeah. He is probably like the biggest flopping person I've ever seen in my life. Like they actually had he took like 41 shots. He fell down on 28 of them.
Right.
Like that's bad. You know, and then, like he's trying to draw a foul on absolutely everything. I think he shot like 19 free throws, not last night, but 2 games ago. Like that's crazy, you know? Right. So, but whatever. I mean, he's the MVP, you know, so he's doing something right. I'm just saying, you know, everybody's pointing
learning it from Harden.
So we'll find out who plays in the Knicks there. In the NHL, the Golden Knights swept the Avs. The Golden Knights swept the Avs. So I have a friend, and I messaged him. I'm just like, I cannot believe the Avs collapsed. I just can't believe they collapsed as bad as they did. And
worse than the Cavs.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is wayward. They were the number 1 seed in the NHL all season long. And the games weren't even competitive. Like they got beat badly by the Golden Knights. So the coach of the Golden Knights that stepped in part of the way through the season is John Tortellini. And he's notorious for being a very hard, not players coach, very hard style of play. He took the Rangers for many, many seasons into the playoffs and stuff like that, you know, and he's bounced around the league since then because like the players complain and then like he actually gets players hurt because of his style of play and stuff like that. Well, he took over the Golden Knights and now they're doing great at the end of the season, and he'll be gone like, if not at the beginning of next year, like halfway through next year, because like everybody will rebel against him. But he's notorious for doing this. He's notorious for getting in there and getting a team to buy in and playing like this and stuff like that. And so that's what Vegas is doing. They made that coaching change, and it's been the difference there. Montreal came out and went to Carolina and stomped them in game 1, like 8-2. And they've just shit the bed the last 3 games. Carolina has won 3 straight.
Wow.
So see what happens there. But like the Avs are the big surprise for me over there. In the golf. So we don't really talk about golf on here. I don't think we've ever talked about golf. Alysha
really
found something. Alysha found something, and this is like the first time since I know there's a year there, like the 40s or something like that.
It's the 1954.
So there was a 4 in there, but since 1954, Akron will not have a tour championship. So they're not going to come to Firestone Country Club and play. And this is crazy because, I mean, that's huge for our area. I mean, it's always been a big thing. It's always been a big, you know, people get jobs there, you know, different things like that. It's a lot of publicity.
All the traffic.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. But so Akron's losing something big here, which is typical of the Ohio Akron area. But yeah, did they say why? Did you read the article?
They're just moving west to Newport Beach,
California.
I can only assume it's because they're probably going to have more lucrative business out in California.
Yeah, it might be weather too.
Could be weather for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it was a staple. Like, you know, at the Firestone Country Club has always been a staple of the PGA Tour, you know, and it's not an easy course, especially the back 9. So, yeah, it's kind of sad. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to Firestone. Like, I know Firestone's gone downhill over the years and stuff like that. Like they used to have like places where the players would stay at the country club and stuff like that, and those rooms and stuff like that have not been like monetarily upkept and different things like that. So, but then they put in a bunch of money into like the main area. You know, where they would eat in the dining hall and different things like that. And it's like, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens to Firestone Country Club. Cause we've had a lot of golf courses close.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they'll be here this year.
Right.
But this will be the last one.
The last one will be this July.
Yeah. they always announce schedules into the future and stuff like that. So, the World Cup is 13 days away. We are so close to Madonna and Shakira doing a halftime show.
Wow.
And speaking of soccer.
I skipped over something too, so we'll go back. But yeah, do your soccer thing.
Oh yeah, soccer.
Alysha's pretty adamant that we need to start watching soccer.
I'm so involved in Sportsball this week.
Yeah.
So
I got a good laugh out of this.
She found this.
I sent it to Virginia. So maybe we should start watching soccer. I just love it. Oh.
And if you're an audio listener, that is the laughter of someone watching a soccer player just get depantsed mid-game.
Yeah, he falls down and the guy steps on his crotch, and as he's sliding away, his shorts come off. That's the best way to describe that. Yeah, you can only imagine that was probably pretty painful.
Yeah.
Because it ends right there. We don't get to see any aftermath, but yeah.
I don't want to. Nope.
Yeah.
I just wonder if the audience got more of a show. Like, did he pull him up while he was still down?
I would hope.
Did he just stand right up?
They took him off the field just like that.
They brought out the cart.
They put it over him.
So we were talking prior to starting to record about the MLB proposing a salary cap.
Right.
There is no salary cap in baseball, if you guys don't know that. The disparity between teams and how much they pay their players is astronomical compared to any other sport in the United States. So we looked at it, and like the Mets this year are paying $334 million to their players. And on the other side of that, all the way down where the Guardians are at $80 million. So
and a much better record.
Only 80 million.
Yeah.
Only 80 million. Mm-hmm. So, and there's one player on the Mets team that actually makes $61 million compared to the $80 million for the entire Cleveland roster.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
So we started looking into, just very briefly and looking at it and stuff like that. Like football has a salary cap. So you have a 52-man roster, and I think it's really close to like $287 million or something like that. Right. And Dak Prescott makes $61 million. So there you go. I mean, there's one guy in a 52-man roster that makes a quarter of the salary. Hence why they keep losing players. Hence why they're, if they're not doing well in the draft, they're not doing well as a team. Like Dallas sucked last year because they lost a lot of people to their cap casualties, as they call them. Hockey, the highest paid player in hockey next year will make $17 million a year. The highest paid player this year will make $14 million a year.
Mm.
So don't forget about Ronaldo.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there.
Oh, okay.
So, keep in mind, I said American sports first. So, that's football, hockey. We've talked about baseball, basketball. There's a cap, but you can overpay players and pay a luxury tax.
Yeah.
So like the Lakers have 3 max contract players, but they pay a luxury tax where Cleveland doesn't have that kind of a market. So we can't afford to pay players like that. Then you talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. Who makes $300 million a year, $260 or $240 million of that is his salary. And then $65 million of that is from promotions and stuff like that. So he makes $300 million a year. So that's almost 4 times the entire roster of the Guardians for one soccer player.
He is the Dodgers.
Yeah, and he is the entire Dodgers salary. Like,
it's impressive.
That is crazy. Like,
so I don't know a lot, but do Major League Baseball players try to get on these top 5 teams?
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the players union. This is what we're talking about. So the players union doesn't want a salary cap.
They're not loyal to the Guardians specifically. Like any given day, they'd be like,
you have examples like Jose Ramirez, who could have gotten paid a lot more, like on one of these teams, they would have paid him so much, and he chooses to stay with Cleveland
for 25 or 20.
I want to say it's 25, but I could be wrong.
I think it's 25 million.
25. There you
and
go.
Everybody does love Jose. I mean, if you've ever been to a Guardians game locally, everybody loves Jose. I mean, every time he comes up to bat, every time the guy catches a ball or something, everybody goes crazy. I mean, there's a chant where they go, Jose, Jose, oh, Jose, Jose.
Yeah.
One more time?
Nope. But so on the other end of that, we had a shortstop in Lindor, who was a great player, and they offered him around the same thing. They offered him like $25 million a year, and he went to
the Mets
for, and it was close to 45, I think, at the time on his contract.
Don't know what he's making now, but 32 now.
Yeah. So he left for $7 or $8 million a year, but it was a longer contract.
Right.
It was, it was a big contract when he left, but still, I mean, like you said, no, you don't get a lot of people that are going to take a hometown discount. That's what they call it.
Right.
Side note, this one says disabled list back. So does that mean he signed a contract for $15 million and he's not even playing?
Well, he's just relegated to this part of the list because he's like on the 10-day injury list. Like he has a calf injury right now. Like this was signed
the guy with the disabled.
Oh.
So that means he signed a contract and he's still getting paid and not playing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, most of the time players are protected. Like there are non-protected contracts.
Right.
But if you have a good agent, you don't, So there's
Right.
guaranteed money. Like in football, that's the best example. You have guaranteed money and then you have non-guaranteed money. So you get like, you have to perform to a certain expectation or play in so many games or do, certain things to get the rest of your money. And then you have your guaranteed money where, so Deshaun Watson, there you go. The mega contract, the $224 million contract that had $180 million guaranteed, which was just ridiculous and unheard of.
Right.
So, and he's played 12 games in
something
5
like
years.
That.
He's played 12 games in 5 years for the Browns or something like that. Yeah. So,
do you think if they just did away with like these astronomical salaries and like just made it like a normal salary, that there would still be people that would play?
Well, it used to be like that, but then you got to think these are giant businesses, like the Dallas Cowboys or Manchester United or these things. They're making billions upon billions of dollars because of these players. Mm-hmm. So the players are like, well, if you want me to come there, now you're going to pay me because I deserve a bigger portion of the amount of money that you're making
because of me.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
And to some extent, I get it. And then on the same extent, the WNBA, which is not making money, and these people that play for the WNBA want NBA money, but they don't make that much money. They're just like, well, we're doing the same thing. Well, you're not, because I can go play basketball, and nobody's going to watch. Nobody at all.
I would watch.
I mean, well, then you can pay me $48 million as a max contract. You know what I mean? So
I'm just going to watch you in hiding then.
No,
you won't know
I'm just
watching.
saying that. So I understand every part of it. It's like, like the NHL, like everybody knows about the NHL, I mean, whether or not you watch it or not is probably, completely different. But, they make a lot less money because the market's a lot less.
Right.
So, I mean, they have fans, they sell out games and stuff like that, but you're talking about, a 20,000 person arena. I think it's usually about 20,000 for a hockey arena.
Yeah.
But football is like college football, especially like college football, you get hundreds of thousands of people that go to see a college football game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, the point is that the players from baseball, the Players Association, do not want a cap, but the disparity between the teams, people believe needs to change to make it more competitive, because like last year it was the Dodgers and the Yankees, and they were the two highest paid rosters in baseball last year.
Right.
So they're doing this because there's such a gap?
Yes.
Okay. Is there the same type of gap in other sports?
No, because there's salary caps.
Because
which have a
Right.
minimum and a maximum.
Right.
So like we were talking, so if you guys don't realize, Cleveland's only paying $80 million. And, you know, if this goes into effect, they would have to almost double their 171, I think was the minimum. So they have to more than double their payout to players. I think the owners of the Guardians would sell. Which
I wouldn't mind.
No, I mean, I get that too, but historically they have never paid.
Right. Yeah.
So the taxes in Cleveland would go up.
Yep.
What about ticket prices?
Ticket prices are going to go up. Food sales and everything at the stadium is going to get more expensive. Parking somehow would probably get more expensive.
Yep.
You know, even it's $50 to park up there, you know.
Right.
We'll stick with our.
Yeah. Shh. But yeah, so it just, you know, it's pros and cons. Personally, being in a small market, you know, having a small market team that's competitive, that's fun to go watch, I'm okay with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But on the other hand, it's, you know, for the sport, would it be better?
It's hard to say.
You know what I mean? Because then what you brought up earlier, you know, the Mets have the highest payroll in all of baseball, and they're one of the worst teams in baseball this year.
Right.
So, but historically, it's not the way it goes.
Right. Typically.
Yeah. So.
Sportsball.
Sportsball. A long one today, but that's okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sportsball to talk about.
Droned on a little bit.
It's my fault I ask questions.
You just get Matt talking about money.
So for our second main topic section, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, it is my infamous slew of tech topics that I rounded up. So up first, we have RAMifications, the Rampocalypse, Ramageddon, whatever you want to call it. And this time it's showing up in the Valve Steam Deck. If you guys don't know what a Steam Deck is, it's their handheld console that essentially runs a version of Steam. You can download and play games on the go. It's almost like a Switch, but it's a little more
Costly.
It's more costly, and it's especially more costly. The 512 gigabyte OLED Steam Deck will now cost $789, up from $549. That's $240. The higher storage model went up $300, $649 to $949
without tax.
So, do you get more RAM with more storage?
No. That is not what's happening here.
I know, but that's my whole fucking point with this whole thing. It's price gouging.
That's getting passionate about.
Oh, well, they were already. Well, I see what you're saying, but yeah, no, the price jump is all. It's all RAM
related.
It's all RAM together.
AI companies are still buying up all the RAM in bulk to power their data centers. And so everybody else that needs RAM for anything, literally anything, that includes PlayStation, Xbox. Nintendo recently announced that their Switch 2 price is going to be going up soon. I forget when that's supposed to hit. I think it's going up like $50 or something like that. Or even more than that. I can't remember.
You know what? I really want to find out how much it would cost to go just make a regular RAM chip, not for data centers, you know what I mean? And make it for PlayStation. And what would be the profit that you would make? What were they making before the data centers? You know what I mean? What were they making off of RAM?
A lot of RAM companies honestly were at, they were not always like in dire situations, but they were a lot less in like super profitable situations. I can remember tons of times where stuff just wasn't in demand. And like if you were looking to put a computer together, for example, and you'd have to buy your individual pieces, I would see RAM prices. It's like, that's not real. How can RAM be that cheap? It's because nobody's buying it.
Yeah.
AI came in and it's just like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
It's totally
now
changed the game.
As a secondary market, like, you and I go buy a fucking manufacturing facility and stuff like that. We start producing RAM. Say we make $5 a chip. Okay. Just based off of, sales for Xbox for last year, like how many units were produced, like, and I'm talking profit after you talk about all your utilities, all your labor, all your equipment, everything. You make $5 a chip, whatever it may be. You sell 20,000 units.
Sure.
Make $100,000. Okay. That's one company, one person that you're supplying the RAM to, whatever, and stuff like that. Why isn't anybody doing that?
Because people don't run companies to be charitable.
It's not charitable at that point. I mean, think about it. You don't have to make a giant profit margin. Like, I would like to be able
somebody does, though.
Yeah, and they are off of the data centers and stuff like that. But somebody can go under and undercut.
Yeah. See, that was my point the last time we brought it up, because I was like, I just don't understand why somebody's not like, hey, if there's all these go supply people the other market. Yeah, right.
You could be Jose Ramirez, the GOAT.
It's probably because of
Dude, why. I'd do something for $25 million. I'm not that greedy. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just saying. It just surprises. I get your point. It surprises me that nobody has come in and like undercut all these people that are saying there's a shortage and being like, I got your supply.
I guess that only works to the extent of where that initially. Some companies say goes and does that.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get all the scalpers that are just going to buy all of that and then flip it right back onto some used market.
No, I'm saying you just go get a contract with Nintendo. You go get a contract with Sony and you say, look, you're in demand for this outside of these data centers. You guarantee me 100,000 units. You know what I mean? And I'll sell it to you at the old profit margin. You know what I mean? Now there's a demand for it. Now
if only I knew how to make RAM.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's
all about the money.
I know it is, but I'm just saying there's got to be somebody that's not gigantic that can do this. And you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I guess I'd have to look into the whole debacle a little more. I'm sure there's probably more factors that make that scenario a lot harder to do.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're competing for copper or,
right,
just as
something
an example,
with the supply,
you know what I mean?
Something.
Yeah, or something like that. Maybe so there's, and a high density polystyrene material that the board sits on or something that's,
that could be it actually, because say you're some supplier of those materials, who are you going to sell to?
Yeah.
That company or the companies making all the RAM for the AI companies? Right. So there's that too.
Yeah, I know.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. So the next one, I'm trying to maybe put some theme together with some of these, but maybe I won't. Let's try it. All right. Plex. All right. So for anybody that doesn't know what Plex is, it is basically your own streaming platform that you can basically run yourself, provided you have the right things to do that, including a computer that has RAM. So, for example, if you have like some dedicated server or an old computer that you want to turn into a server, there's a good chance you would be able to set up this software called Plex and basically make your own media server. And what that means is you can put all your videos, movies, music, pictures, whatever on that. And you can store it on that and you can access it either on your own home local network, or if you pay for a Plex Pass, you can access that stuff remotely, so on and so forth. So, long story short, I have a Plex Pass. I have a lifetime Plex Pass. I got it probably 3, 4, 5 years ago, and at the time it was $120, which was a decent price because I have it forever. And I'm going to have it forever, and I better have it forever, because if they change something with their lifetime Plex Pass licensing where I don't have it forever after I paid that price at the time that I did, I will probably lose it. But so last March, not this previous March of 2025, they basically doubled the price for the lifetime license to $250 as we see it on the screen here. And now in July, they are going to triple that to $750. $750.
Wow.
Which is
Lucas, you got a deal.
Ridiculous. Right. I'm glad I got it for when I got it.
Why?
So they've decided to increase this price instead of a slight bump, this massive increase, because I don't know how else to put it. I think they're just getting greedy. So there's no price hike for the monthly and the annual subscriptions for Plex Pass. I guess I should clarify. Yes, you can use Plex for free, but it has very limited features on the free end. If you have Plex Pass, you can do all sorts of advanced stuff. You can actually access your stuff remotely, like not on your local network, but like from your phone, from wherever you are in the world. So it is like having your own streaming service set up wherever you want to be. But anyway, so I can't find the quote here, but
is it the Jellyfin one?
No. So there's things like Jellyfin, which is a different platform. It's an alternative to Plex that is free. It's completely open source. It has no features locked behind a paid subscription. It's not quite up to par as what Plex has, but then there's certain things that Plex doesn't do quite as well as Jellyfin, and it's kind of the debate. But the thing is, now with this happening, there's going to be a bunch of people jumping ship, assuming they don't already have a lifetime subscription with Plex.
It was legit though, wasn't it? Wasn't like all your media and stuff like that you added to Plex couldn't be like a burnt MP4 file. Could
be or couldn't be.
I didn't think it could be. I thought it actually had to be a licensed movie. Like, couldn't you like download from
you can get
Sony or Amazon and put it on your Plex account?
You can get that movie from wherever.
No, I mean, okay, so before, because it didn't used to be this.
No, it's always pretty much operated like this, where you can upload whatever media you have,
okay,
legitimate or not. And basically, say you had some copy of some movie, let's just say Pirates of the Caribbean, for an example. You put it on your Plex server. It finds all the metadata. It finds all the cover art and the actors. It shows you all that info and stuff. That was what Plex did. It was like it made your media server look pretty, basically.
No, that's not how I used it.
Oh, okay.
I actually got it in a roundabout way. So I got free downloads when I bought a movie, and it came with a free download if you put it on Plex.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I got started with the.
Maybe there was a little
Plex
bit
account.
of that back then.
Do you have the Plex Pass?
No, I have the free account.
Right.
And I have movies that are in there because I got free digital copies when I bought a movie.
Okay. So you're probably thinking of like the content that Plex actually offers.
Yes.
So that's separate from all
I didn't know
this.
it did all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a movie library.
Right. So Plex has stuff that they offer, which is separate from this Plex Pass. Well, maybe it's tied in somewhat. It's not really part of the conversation, though. This is more so for like your own media server.
Yeah. See,
stuff.
I didn't know it did all this other stuff.
Yeah. So
I never looked into it.
We're going to have a conversation later about that. But anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is basically like, here's the big debate. I have a server and I host all the stuff on it, and I pay for the internet connection, and I paid the lifetime Plex Pass. So I'm doing everything to make my little personal streaming service basically run.
Yeah.
Nobody else is doing anything for me. other than like if I'm trying to access it remotely, like the few electrons it takes to access something over the internet. Like that's what you pay your internet bill for. But for them to like triple this lifetime pass to $750 just for you to continue to do, like if you want to do that and you don't already have a pass or a lifetime pass, I don't know. Like, what are you charging that much for?
What features did they add, or what?
Nothing. It's the
Nothing.
same.
Yeah,
But is it
I'm
like
just saying,
is it supply and demand? Like they think people will still buy it at that cost, and so they're like, let's just do it.
I think it's mainly just like a matter of time before they actually just try and get rid of the Plex Pass, because they either want to have some sort of recurring revenue with their monthly or their annual passes, or they want to really cash in if somebody really wants a lifetime Plex Pass. And maybe that's the thing that they're seeing, is that the majority of people that do have a Plex Pass are just getting the
monthly subscription.
Well, they're getting the lifetime Plex Pass and they're saving a lot of money in the long run. And then that's money they're missing out on because...
See, now they don't have the RAM for their servers to handle all these extra users.
It's probably true.
Right.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Okay. You have to open your mind for this. Okay?
Sure.
I want you to not think about what you paid for it.
Okay.
And you now know exactly what Plex offers you. Like you've experienced it. If you could erase how much you've already paid for it.
Sure.
But you know what it offers, would $750 be worth it to you?
Absolutely not. Because, like we mentioned, there's other alternatives out there that are free, which maybe not are up to par like 100% compared to Plex, but
they're close enough.
But they're
for
close
that cost
enough
difference.
Of $0 compared to $750. Yeah, it's almost like a no-brainer at this point.
How much is the monthly?
Yeah.
Monthly is $7 a month. Annual is $70 a year.
So $7 a month. So it would take you 107
That's
months
exactly where I was going
to justify paying the $750.
Right.
That's yeah. I mean, you would have to be fucking involved to dedicate 107 months to it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Well, then we don't use Plex as much as any other streaming.
Right. But I have it forever.
Yeah. No, I get
so
that. I just mean like on a monthly.
I feel like you keep sliding that in there.
On a monthly.
Lucas.
But that's the point, though, is like...
He's just going to have to put
he can store all this data.
I can store all my stuff.
Instead of keeping it.
I can watch any of the shows that I happen to have without any ads. Which is another big part of this, because it's your own media. Why would you get ads?
Right.
And so, I cannot, once this price increase happens, I think it's supposed to happen in July or something. No, don't buy that. Go get Jellyfin.
Do you think there's a lot of people that are like, they're having like a serious influx of revenue now because people are trying to get it on this cost or on this like price?
The technology is going to change in 10 years and this is going to be a whole different moot conversation. Like, I would just pay the monthly.
Could be. Maybe. I don't know. I guess, what do you mean by the technology changing?
I mean, it's a data storage thing, basically, is what it is. I mean, yeah, you can use it as a server. You can, pull the information down and download and stuff like that instead of keeping it on your own computer or whatnot.
Sure.
But like, this is going to be almost the same thing as a DVD in 10 years. Mm-hmm. There's going to be something else that's going to be different. And it's going to be, yeah, you're paying to keep your DVDs. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Nobody saw the difference between when DVD came out in 2000 or the early 2000s or whatever it was, when they got mainstream and popular and people were buying DVDs or whatnot. Nobody saw in 20 years that everything was going to be digital and kept in stuff. There's going to be something else in 10 years. Like, I don't see, I haven't paid. Well, I gotta maybe Netflix. That's the only thing that I've kept monthly for 10 years, where a lifetime pass would have paid off for that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hear me out.
How long have you had your Plex Pass?
For probably
You said 2 or 3 years ago you bought it?
probably 3 years ago, at least.
Yeah. So, and you probably made out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's just, I mean, you're half of what it is now, and it's tripling from that. So, I mean, you're 6 times cheaper than, what it was.
I mean, it's a bold move. I feel like the company has some kind of thing that the reason that they're doing this. Like you said, it's probably either so that people pay the monthly, or like you said, maybe they're just trying to do away with the yearly altogether. I don't know.
Lifetime?
Or the lifetime, yeah.
Right.
Yearly. I don't know why I said yearly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's either way. I don't think it's justified.
Did they say anywhere in here it's because of RAM?
No.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Because again, all they're doing on their end, like when you're using the Plex service, is like, okay, you're accessing, like on your device, say my phone, you want to access your server, not their server, but your server. Oh, okay, it's over there, and you can now connect to it.
I mean,
that's what you're paying for.
what you're doing with it. And I see kind of what you paid for it, but what the free pass gives, the majority of people would be fine with the free pass.
Well, the free pass doesn't let you connect to it remotely. It doesn't allow you to connect to your own server remotely.
Right. Most people don't need to.
I guess.
I mean, you really don't. Like you can.
I've never done that.
Like you could do what, you could do what me and Claire do before we get on an airplane.
To be fair, if you're running a Plex server, you're probably on the enthusiast end of doing this. So I get your point. Most people don't need to do this.
Right.
But if you're doing this, you shouldn't have to pay $750 for it.
No, I agree.
Especially again, because you're the one that has to run the server and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think it's a poor move on their part.
How much is
like
it?
It's a gamble that they're going to get people to pay monthly and make up the difference. That they're going to get somebody to stay for 10 years.
Yeah.
To get the equivalent, you know what I mean? And I don't think whether or not the technology changes or whether or not somebody actually uses that for 10 years, you know what I mean, to actually get their money's worth out of it. I think it's a bad move. It's a bad company move. That's a gamble.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me other than just they're trying to get whatever money they can out of it.
Yeah.
To what they think it's actually worth. I don't know. Speaking of streaming service things, though, have you guys heard of this? Artlist TV. It's an AI-only streaming service that's going to launch soon. And obviously, filmmakers are already hoping it fails because it's AI movie content.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
It means somebody goes in, puts all the prompts in, tells AI to create a movie or a TV show, and then that's all they show.
Right.
There's no actors. There's no actresses.
Can I do that? Like, can I say I want to watch a show about XYZ?
Well,
or you're saying the company does it and then just
the service is going to offer all of these AI created movies and shows.
Just somebody's still going in and prompting AI to do all this stuff and create these shows.
Not me personally.
No, not you personally.
Okay.
Right.
Do they double check that people don't have like 3 arms and stuff?
No.
Well, so to some effect, I'm sure there's some people.
There's going to be quality control to it
that are going to, produce decent stuff, but like it's all AI garbage.
We hope it's garbage.
I mean, if it's really good.
I've seen some pretty wild shit come out in the last few months.
Yeah. There is some.
It's getting pretty good.
It's getting a little too good at times, and then other times it's still like
it's getting hard to tell what's legit and what's not.
Right.
So
Now,
without the software to actually go in and check, the image and different things like that, like to the casual viewer, it's getting a little difficult.
To the average baby boomer, oh my God. They don't have a clue.
To Virginia watching people pour epoxy floors.
It's my favorite.
I love those.
Because I'm like, every single time I'm like, how did the door all of a sudden just like, it didn't pour out the door?
I digress really badly, but there's these people that take like slabs of wood, like cut pieces of wood, and they put them down in like a kitchen, and then they pour epoxy over top of it. And I swear to God, when this video came out, like 60 people contacted me like, this is so cool, you should do this. I'm like, that is so fucking fake. Like, that is not how any of these things work.
I love my favorite.
Look at the fact that they put a 3-inch tall piece of wood on the floor, but the floor is still the exact same height on the counter as it was before they put the floor down. Like, it's so fake. It's so bad. And people are like, oh, this is so cool. You should do this.
One of my favorites are when they pour epoxy over stairs. It just comes out perfect. I'm like, I don't know that's how that would work.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Nope.
That's funny. So do you have to pay for this? Is this free?
I don't know. I'm going to assume you probably have to pay something. Otherwise, I don't know how it would run.
Or how AI will
fund
RAM.
AI content creators going to be the people that are making all the money now? The people that put the best prompts in?
I don't even want to think about that.
That's actually a really good way to put it.
I mean, that's even a thing with YouTube where YouTube's trying to crack down a lot on AI created stuff because like there's a lot of slop on YouTube where it's just like,
well, we've even talked about music.
Okay.
There's people out there. Yeah. There's music out there on the internet and stuff like that. That's just 100% generated by AI, and it's people that prompt it and they make the music. And I know there was one band that they literally came out and said, this is AI, and people like it and people are following it. And
yeah.
I don't know if it's just because it's new or actually because, it's legit. So,
okay. I have to sidebar for just a second. It's AI related, but I don't know if any of you have seen this, but now Amazon, if you go to buy clothes on Amazon, it has a feature where you can see it on yourself. It will like AI generate an image. Like you have to put an image of yourself, like head to toe.
Oh, okay.
They've been doing that for years.
They've been doing that in different ways.
Rooms. You can see, like, if you take a picture of a room, you can see the floor.
I didn't know this was on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So now you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had a lot of fun with it, actually. A friend of mine, we were like,
how many bottles of water did you use?
You don't want to know. It was like, let's see who can come up with like the funniest image.
These poor amusing African kids, that can't even freaking get well water, and first world problems over here. I got to see what I look like in this shirt. Because I don't want to go to a store and put the shirt on and see what I look like in it.
We're to that point, I guess.
Man, could you imagine what people that haven't lived to see us like 10 years ago or 15 years ago would have thought? What do you mean you can just take a picture of yourself and see?
Right.
What do you mean that uses 5 bottles of drinking water?
Yeah, that one probably would be harder to understand.
I just think it's interesting too that there's like any like advancement over time, like you there's some drawback to it, like, but just look at what it's doing to.
Well, it's like the data centers, like they're going to pump all this natural resource out of the earth and out of your area and stuff like that. Like it's going to get to the point eventually where you're not going to have clean drinking water. You're not going to have,
right.
You're not going to be able to take a hot shower. And just think about that. Like 50 years ago, people didn't take hot showers.
Right.
I mean, it's literally just that long ago that everybody in the world didn't have hot showers, and we're going to take that resource away from ourselves because we want to see what we look like in a t-shirt. You know what I mean? I want to take this picture and then add a UFO into it. It's like, so we're not going to be able to take a hot shower in 20 years because of this. We're not going to have clean drinking water in 20 years because of this.
I'm not looking forward to it. That's all I can say.
Dystopian future, man. I'm telling you, it's really not that unrealistic.
So tell me if you think this is dystopian. This last thing that I saw that YouTube is now doing with their analytics, it's called unique reach, a new metric for connected TV viewing. So basically what they're now going to try recording in this metric is that when they're showing a certain video on YouTube on a TV device, they're now going to be estimating co-viewing, meaning how many people. So like typically if a YouTube video is being watched, that's one viewer, where in this case, they're trying to essentially estimate, oh, it's not just one viewer, it's 2 or 3 or 4 or however many people that are actually probably maybe watching this video right now.
At the exact same time.
Right. From this one device.
So that's really hard to judge.
I don't understand.
Unless they use your camera.
So the immediate reaction that a lot of people was like, wait, so are they like accessing a camera in my TV and seeing how many people are in the room? And it's like,
oh, I see. Oh, you're saying like if we were to turn something on your TV right now, there's 4 viewers.
Right.
Is that what you're?
Well,
yeah, but they're going to go by, they're going to have to do like, you know, the average household has 2.5 people in this area. And then they'll say, you know, at this peak time from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., the family generally watches in the same room.
Right. So instead
they're
of
averaging that, you know, it's 1.75 people per house in this area watches. So now instead of having one view, you have 1.75 viewers.
Right. So that was a really good example. But yeah, they're basically just taking all the demographics of what's going on. I don't know if this is something you would do, but as a teacher, for example, like if you're showing...
I do show YouTube videos.
Okay, so say YouTube knows that like, oh, okay, this video is like an educational video or something. Like, oh, so if you're showing this on a TV, maybe the unique reach metric that they're calling this is like 20 or something like that, because it's typically used in classrooms or something. So that would be something that they're now recording with this new metric. But
do you know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like
dystopian.
It sounds like a we need more views. How can we accomplish this? Let's make up something.
And that's what they're doing. This update means advertisers and publishers can now see like, oh, this is how many actual unique people I'm reaching on this video instead
or
of...
it sounds like a little kid that's like, that's not fair. I'm sure there are 3 people watching this video of mine, not just one. Like,
so
I want credit for it.
The only problem with that is how many devices are in a household now, and how many, you know, how many times do people actually sit down in the same room and watch the same content?
Sure.
Like in the 80s or the 90s, that would have been easy.
Right.
That's the data they're going to use.
Well, I mean, it's almost like it
families
is kind of like what they're pulling the data from, because like, you know, our friend's kid is a great example. She has 3 devices running almost all the time. She has her phone, she has a laptop, and she has a tablet, and that runs on 3 different things, usually 3 different YouTube channels.
Yeah, are they going to consider that data?
Or
that
2 YouTube channels.
There's only
like,
1/3 viewer.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Know.
So I don't know that you could properly, you know, figure that out. A long time ago, yeah, I think that would have been an analytic they could have used, but I don't know if today, if that's
not what YouTube's going to tell their advertisers.
I understand that. I get that. So we need to be on in peak time.
Right.
You know, we just need to figure out the fucking analytics on how we get them to show our shit. You know, it's like,
we need to be funnier. We need to be more entertaining. We need to be more viral. We need to
that's not going to be us.
Get 100 people in the same room and create competitions and talk like
I don't
Mr.
know.
Beast
I don't even know what you guys are talking
Yeah.
about. The only reason we're funny is because of Alysha. So this is my question about it. Are they going to have that as a separate?
Yeah, it's going to be a completely separate analytic.
For marketing.
Okay.
Right. It's not going to be changing view counts you see on a video or anything like that.
So they'll go into like our demographic is.
Okay, so I don't feel as bad about it.
I hate to say it, but it's men from the age of 30 to 39 or whatever it is
Right.
our biggest group that listens to our podcast.
That's 'cause of
So
Alysha.
they're going to go into that, and then they're going to go into this is peak time that they're with their families watching, and this is the advertising that would go good with that. So they're going to give them bakers and stuff like that to play ads during our content, and then that's who's going to watch all the Indian males from 30 to 39 that like the bakers ads.
That's what happened. In the same sense, though, like Nielsen ratings, where they figure out all the demographics of stuff for like television viewing. Yeah. They've been doing that sort of thing for years, where they're guesstimating. Like, for now, I think I'm just going to go off of the analytics that we still have or have had, just the views, subscribers, because I'm not too worried about how many people are watching the TV quite yet. We're not there yet.
Still not watching YouTube on the TV, so.
Yeah, there's that too. How many people do that? It's more than what you think.
Oh, I know it is.
But
I know it is.
Yeah.
So.
Does it count if your TV's a computer?
Yes, it does count.
It does, yeah.
Well, you mean like how we have it set up upstairs? That it's probably thinking like
It's a computer.
It's a computer. Unless we were on like the streaming thing on that's hooked up to the TV on that YouTube app. Yeah, the Google Home Streamer or whatever it's called.
Or the YouTube app through the actual TV.
Right.
Like LG's YouTube app or whatever.
Right,
for example. Yeah.
In those cases, yeah, they would see it as a TV device. But yeah. And that is all for my tech topics. So we're going to take another quick break and we'll be back for trivia. Support for today's show comes from Audible. With Audible, you can listen to bestsellers, podcasts, and exclusive originals anytime, whether you're commuting, working out, or just relaxing at home. Members get access to a massive library across every genre, plus monthly credits to pick any title they want to keep. And with easy offline listening, your next favorite book is always ready when you are. Start your free trial today and turn every moment into a chance to listen. See the link in the description or just head to mamalukes.net/audible. That's mamalukes.net/audible. This episode of Mamalukes is brought to you by Wavedash Radio. If you're into video game or anime music, you should get tuned in. Whether you prefer the classics of Mario and Sonic, modern tracks of Halo or Kingdom Hearts, or the soundtracks of Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, and My Hero Academia, we've got a station for you. Featuring 4 separate stations, each with a curated playlist, you're sure to find something to jam out to. And the best part? You can listen for free. No strings attached, no asterisks. Just visit wavedash-radio.com to get started. That's WAVEDASH radio.com. Welcome back. It's time for trivia. Question 2. Just kidding. Question 1. Alysha.
What key factor allows Grogu to tap into his powers? A. Be under intense emotional stress. B. Wearing Mandalorian armor. C. Using advanced Jedi technology. D. Training with droids. Virginia.
Well, I thought they were all pretty good answers, but
Thanks.
I went with C, using advanced Jedi technology.
Okay, Matt, I'm going to wait.
You're going to wait?
Yeah, I'm going to wait.
Okay. So A, being under intense emotional stress, which would actually be something that would lead him to the dark side. But B, according to where the Mandalorian armor, Luke actually said that would hinder his training and made him choose between the two. So I thought that was interesting that they put that one in there. But it's A. Long story longer. Luke?
I chose A.
Who do you think is right? Like if you had to bet money on it.
Is this a second trivia question?
Sure.
I didn't go with A because
Question 1.5.
I feel like there were times when he used it in the movie where he wasn't under intense emotional stress, wasn't there?
So just out of curiosity, what Jedi technology do you think that
Well,
he
I just
had?
thought it meant like the Force.
I mean, you watch this. That's not a Jedi technology, though.
I mean, it
That's-
kind of is.
It's a technology?
I guess. I don't
The
know.
Force?
Sure.
You've watched like 190 hours of
Okay,
Star
I know it's
Wars
not like a
and-
technology like he's on a tablet, but like it's like this is
All
how
right,
he.
let's see what the answer is.
Matt, what was yours again?
A.
A is correct. I just wanted to know your reasonings is all.
Yeah.
What?
Good job.
Okay,
I
what
feel like you
emotional
need-
stress was he under when he moved?
He was trying to
Mando
hide
into-
him.
Okay,
He
that wasn't like
he was worried about him dying. He's emotionally distraught.
He always
thinking
tapped into his
BFF was
powers when his
dying.
BFF was dying or was
In trouble.
danger.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel like
I guess I should
you
have
need
known
to
that.
go back and watch like another 200 hours of Star Wars.
Whatever,
used the
did he not
logic
use
that movies
Jedi? I guess
have
when
characters
I guess the
under
word
Any
technology is
technology.
weird,
intense
but
emotional stress, and they do things
I
that
thought the
are
last
good
two
when
were
they do that.
irrelevant.
Yeah, they are.
I thought the first two were decent, but
This is
question
the way.
2.5.
Question 1.2 plus Grogu. Question 2, and you're going to find out real quick that this is a question that you should not take too seriously. What is the true meaning of building a Plex library? Is it A, watching movies, B, organizing movies, C, collecting movies you'll watch someday, or D, creating the streaming service you wish existed? Matt.
Well, it's not what I thought. So now after talking to you, I believe it's D.
All right. I'm going to do the same thing Alysha did and go around Robin before revealing. Alysha,
I also put D, but dim all.
LOL.
LOL.
Jeez.
What happened?
whoa,
I was right.
She dropped the D.
yikes!
Virginia.
I said D,
Can I
and that's
see-
kind of like all of the above.
See, but dim all.
Yeah.
But them all. And you're all correct.
My D looks like a Disney D.
Because that is the favorite answer to this question.
So why I have a Plex account is more of
Because it was
C.
free.
Mhm.
But that's not why you have a Plex library. Which was the question.
okay. Well, same thing to me. 'Cause
Okay.
Like I said, I learned something new today. I didn't realize that Plex did all that other crap. I just
Yep.
did not know. So
Plex crap.
Plex stuff and things. And
Plexcrap.com.
Complex stuff.
Plex.tv.
it is some complex stuff.
Plex.tv/crap.
Complex.
Complex? You just said?
Okra. Complex.
Okra. Is that what you said?
Yeah. When
I just had to say earlier.
When I said Oprah and she thought I said okra.
I have to say earlier you said version and I totally heard virgin. Did you hear it too? I didn't
What was
say
I
anything.
talking about? Version of what?
I don't remember. You said version of something, and I was so distracted I didn't even hear what you
What
said.
was I talking about? Versions. Plex?
It might have
You were
been
talking about
Plex.
virgins.
Virgins?
I have to say, not in the last podcast, but
Not
the
on us.
podcast before.
Not on a.
Not on us.
He had to beep you.
He beeped me?
Yeah, and I was
Oh.
like,
What did he beep me for?
Not going to say.
yeah.
Sounds like you're saying.
But I figured
beat
out what
her.
it was.
What'd I say?
I'm not going to say.
I'm not
Because
going
then
to
I'm going
say,
to have to
but,
bleep you again.
Oh.
Or I'm going to have to bleep me, I guess.
but I was like watching, and I'm like, I know Alysha pretty well. Let's see if I can figure out what that beep is.
Nice.
I just
Can't
because
stop, won't stop.
His reaction to it was pretty funny, actually.
Matt's? Whoa.
He was like, "What?"
Yeah. I get one life. I'm going to just talk shit till I die. So sucks to suck.
Hey, I'm glad everybody received that this time. Because when I said sucks to suck, everybody's like, what? What'd you say?
What'd you say?
That is what I said.
Yeah, sucks to suck.
Right.
Well received.
Somebody, all right. Everybody forgets that apparently. And that's all. If you enjoy the show and this pointless banter about what we may or may not have said, let us know. Share, comment, subscribe. And if you're listening to the audio version, there's probably tons of visual cues that you didn't see today. And you should go watch the video form on YouTube because I said so. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. A lot of those, it's just our short form content, but that's still stuff you want to see, even if it's not the long form episodes. You know, everybody likes mayonnaise on their burgers. Check out our website.
You can judge whether it was mayonnaise or not.
Our website, that's mamalukes.net, and you can check out our store.mamalukes.net, and you can get one of these crop tops.
Crop tops.
So you're cropping and topping like Alysha is.
Cropping and topping.
Can koozies.
That's right. And when you check out, you can leave us a comment or question for us to talk about on the show. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Night, night,
Ta-ta.
See you next time.
bitches.
And you said bitches so fast that now I don't know what to put in the part after the credits.
Bitches.
Okay, well, I'll probably just put this then. That'll work.